Emmie and welcome to my channel. I thought I'd sit down and do my 10 favourite musicals for you. I am a big lover of musicals, probably more than anything in the world. That's really cringy. I went to dance school from the age of about 3 or 4. And I danced right up until I was 14, 15 at that dance school. Then I moved on to a couple of new ones, which didn't really work out for me, and it wasn't until I left after GCSEs that I decided to pursue any kind of career. So I studied a BTEC National Diploma in Musical Theatre, and then I went on and did 3 years at Coventry University studying a dance degree. I am going to do a video about my uni experience and my college experience because it's actually quite interesting how I got into uni and my experience of it, so I'd really like to share that with you. So that is coming up. But first things first, let's get cracking with this 10 favourite musicals. So number 1, Wicked. Absolutely have to put this in there. Wicked is an amazing musical. It's based on The Good and the Bad Witch from Wizard of Oz, who you meet in The Wizard of Oz. So it's like the story of them at school, like story when they first met. Really interesting plot, wasn't what I expected it to be, actually better than I expected. I've seen the musical twice. I saw it when it was in the West End, and then I saw it again when it was at the Birmingham Hippodrome on tour. Both times have been absolutely blew away, really good. Who I've always fell in love with the person that plays Elphaba because it's such a key character, and whoever's played her that I've seen has been amazing. Wicked's soundtrack is outstanding anyway, and it's one of those soundtracks that I listen to when I'm working, so I always love belting out those songs on a daily basis. My favourites are Defying Gravity, No Good Deed and One Shot Day. Love singing them. I also like I'm Not Your Girl? I can't get it in my head now. Oh god, it's just gone. But that one as well is really good. So yeah, if you haven't seen Wicked, I'd totally go and see it. It's been down in West End for quite a while now. It's won numerous awards, so it's definitely worth going to see if you're into that kind of film. Number 2 is a musical that I got to know when I was at college. My friend, I believe, told me about this one, and I've been completely in love with it ever since. It's called Rent, and Rent is based in New York. It's quite bohemian. It's based on a group of friends, and we go through quite a lot of stuff with them. So there's like friendships, relationship problems, there's drug use in there, there's death in there, there's all sorts. It's so powerful. I recently saw it at the Birmingham Old Rep Theatre. It wasn't the best production, and it wasn't what I was quite disappointed in it. I wrote about it on my blog, so I will leave the link to my blog below because I did quite a lot of theatre reviews, so I should put that in. So it wasn't what I expected, so I've heard that it's coming to the West End over Christmas for a short period of time, so I'm really hoping I can go and see it. Again, this musical has one of my favourite actresses in, so this lady also sung in the original soundtrack for Wicked. It's Indina Menzel, I think that's how you pronounce it. She is also in Rent, and I absolutely loved her in that. Favourite songs from that one are Take Me or Leave Me, I'll Cover You, and Seasons of Love, just because it reminds me of college. It's a really iconic song that I sang in college, so it always sticks with me as a really good memory. 3 is The Sound of Music. How could I have a favourite music list without talking about The Sound of Music? It's a classic. I watched The Sound of Music when I was younger quite a lot with my grandparents. They had the VHS, good old days, and I remember getting it out there. They had a video cupboard in their flat where they were living, and I used to always go in there, and they used to have The Sound of Music and The King and I, but I probably watched more of The Sound of Music than The King and I. And I love it. Julie Andrews is an absolute queen. I absolutely love it. I think it's such a nice story. I love the Von Trapp children. I love the storyline's quite strong. Well, not strong, but it's quite powerful because obviously it incorporates the Nazis in it, like Germany and stuff. So just a really good musical. I've never seen it live. I've always been quite put off seeing it live because I love the film that much. that I think it would destroy it for me. So I don't have any intentions of ever seeing it on stage. I'm just going to love watching it on my DVD. Might watch it this weekend because it's really rainy, so I might have a musical movie afternoon. Quite tempting. Okay, next up, number 4 is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I love Chitty. I think it's the most lovely story. I went and saw this, I can't remember how long ago it's been, but I saw it when it was in the West End, and it had Wayne Sleep in it as the child catcher. And I remember the performance so well because we were sat on the front row and he shouted at us, and he's like, obviously in his character, not because he's mean. In his character, and it absolutely scared us to death, but such a good musical. Love how they use the car and like making it like fly out towards the audience. Really, really good. I love the music. I'm going to go and see it again this week because at the moment it's touring around the UK. So I'm seeing it when it's in Birmingham, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to see how this new cast take it. Carrie Hope Fletcher, who's a YouTuber, Lee Mead, who's in Casualty, which is one of my favourite TV programmes, and a few other people, well-known people are in it. So I'm really excited to see how they interpret the characters and bring them to life in their own way. 5 is a Disney adaptation of Mary Poppins. I absolutely loved Mary Poppins when I saw it. I think I've seen that twice or 3 times. The first time I saw it in West End, I remember it vividly. I was up in the gods bit for that. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was the most creative adaptation of a musical I'd seen in a while. It brings everything to life. The house is brought to life. The toys come to life. It's just like aesthetically beautiful to look at. I couldn't fault it. Someone that I know was the choreographer of that as well. So I feel like it's something I love more. It's just very good. The music, they kept very much to the storyline. The music kind of went with it, which was really nice. There's nothing worse than falling in love with a musical on film, or falling in love with something that doesn't quite reach your expectations when it gets on stage. But Mary Poppins absolutely smashed it. It's not on anymore, I don't think. I haven't seen it around. If it ever comes back again, I would urge anyone to go and see it. If you're a big fan of the Julie Andrews Disney version, you will not be disappointed. However, there is a scary bit in it where the toys come alive, and I'm not keen on that. But everything else is spot on, really good. And number 6 is a new favourite on the list actually. I went to see this just recently at the Curve. I fell in love with this musical so much so that I cannot stop listening to the soundtrack. I am dying to get tickets to go and see it when it comes near this area again next year, and I cannot fault it. It has to be Sister Act. Sister Act is outstanding, so feel good, so upbeat, just amazing. It's nothing, the storyline is very much like the film, but the music isn't so at all, but it works so well. I cannot applaud Craig Rebel Horwood enough for making it work. It just works. The soundtrack just works, okay? It just works. I cannot stop listening to The Life I Never Led. It's just such a good song. It really, it's just a nice song to sing to every day. Well, try and sing to it at least. But yeah, I would totally urge anyone to go and see Sister Act because it's amazing. Alexandra Burke as the leading lady completely smashes it. She's so funny, such a natural funny person, and she just does a really good job at it, so go and see it. Number 7 is one I've seen quite a few times. I swear everything I've seen is more than once, which is probably why I like them so much. It is Footloose. Footloose I saw, I go on a yearly visit to London with my old dance teacher and friends, and this was one we saw quite a while back, and I loved it. It's so high energy that I could feel sweat coming off that stage. For me, that is what you want. You want to feel their energy as soon as they come on stage. I love Footloose in the film anyway. I love the music, I love the storyline. I think it's just a very good storyline. So when I saw it in the show, I was pleasantly surprised how much I loved it. The soundtrack is again one of my favourites. I really like Let's Hit It For The Boy, Holding Out For A Hero, and obviously Footloose. And it's just one of those really good stories that everyone can kind of sit with comfortably, and it's quite an easy storyline to go through. There's nothing that confuses you, it works. So if you haven't seen Footloose, there is a current UK tour at the moment that stars Gareth Gates as Willard, and there's a Nolene, I think that's what they're called, sister as well in it. So I would totally urge anyone to go and see it and give it a go, because the soundtrack is great and it's just a very good piece. And the girl who's playing Ariel, I spoke to her recently, she is outstanding, and to say it's her debut like professionally in this kind of big musical, she's so good, so go and give it a watch. Number 8 is a musical that sadly isn't on anymore, which makes me really sad. It's We Will Rock You. So I have seen We Will Rock You I think twice or 3 times. It's got a lot of, it's based on a futuristic plot, and the soundtrack is pretty much Queen music. So if you like Queen, or your parents like Queen, they would have loved this musical. It made me cry, it made me laugh, it made me really happy. It's such a roller coaster. I love belting out some of these songs because they're classics. And I loved it, I thought it was great. There's nothing worse though at the moment than going into London, going up the steps from the underground, oh my god, from the underground, and looking at the Dominican Theatre and not seeing the big statue of Freddie Mercury there anymore. It's so sad. It was there for quite a while, I think it was there for over 10 years. It did really well received. I had a college friend who's seen it numerous times. I can't even tell how many times she's seen it, so I think that's why I was always intrigued to watch it. So yeah, We Will Rock You, very good plot, very good characters. Gutted it's not there anymore. Number 9 is another Disney adaptation. This time I couldn't miss this off the list. It's The Lion King. So The Lion King I've seen again twice. I took my mum to, no, I think I've seen this twice or 3 times actually. I took my mum to see it when it came to Birmingham. I went to see it when I was at high school, so it's quite an old favourite of mine. They have brought The Lion King to life like you would not believe. The animals come to life, and you feel like you're actually there. It's great. Whoever did, I can't remember who did the costumes for them, but whoever it was, I cannot applaud them enough. They have put so much work into producing such a beautiful production. The Circle of Life is quite interesting because all the animals come like down the aisle as they're going up to the Pride Rock I think it's called. And it works. It's just a very good piece. They use props really well, they use their set really well. It's a very creative piece of work. I'd really like to go and see it again because I haven't seen it in a while, and I really would like to go and see it again in London. So I'm hoping if I can get a visit in, I'm going to try and sneak in a performance, because I'd really like to go and see it again because I haven't seen it for such a long time. It'd be nice to see whether things have changed, whether my perception's changed a bit, or whether it's still as good. Well, it's been there for a very long time now, so it should be doing as good, shouldn't it really? But yeah, if you haven't seen Lion King, please go and see it. Tickets are quite cheap for the Lion King as well, I think, because every time I go down to London in January, they're always on half price briefs. So please go and see it because it's so good. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but it's a Disney adaptation, it might not be good. It's very good, trust me, go and see it. Number 10, final one, another new favourite of mine. This one is Spring Awakening. I have heard of Spring Awakening soundtrack before I saw the show, so I kind of knew the kind of storyline. But when I saw it performed by the National Youth Music Theatre, I hope I've got that right, at the Curve in Leicester, amazing, such a good piece, really powerful. It was so nice to see a group of young people that are so professionally good do a production like that and just completely smash it, like just so good. I couldn't fault it. It was one of my most favourite performances. I really enjoy listening to the soundtrack at the moment. I love Left Behind so much, it makes me cry. It's such a sad song, but it's just really nicely sung as well, and it's just emotional, so it's a really good song. But I haven't seen that in a while. I know it was on Broadway because Idly Michelle from Glee starred in it, but I haven't really seen it in the grapevine for a long time. So I would definitely urge people to go and see if they can find it, or at least try and listen to the soundtrack because it's so good. So yeah, that was my 10 favourite musicals. I've realised I've rambled, so I'm really sorry. I hope to do a bit more like theatre musical stuff. I go and see quite a lot of work now, so I am tempted to kind of do like straightforward reviews of every performance I go and see, because it's just good to do, or even do like a monthly roundup of performances I've seen. So hopefully that's in the grapevine. I'm lucky enough to be going to see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, like I said, on Wednesday, so I'm really looking forward to see that. It's one I've been waiting for all year, and I'm going with my parents, which should be really nice. I'm also going to see Sweeney Todd in October. I've got plans to see $1 Million Quartet. I have plans to see Dreamgirls next year, which I am so excited for. Dreamgirls, I really enjoyed the film, but I haven't seen it yet, obviously live. And it's got the girl from Glee. I feel like her actress name or her name is like Amber something. But I'm so excited because she's going to be playing like the best character. I'm so excited. So yeah, like if there's any show suggestions you have, please leave them in the link. Leave them in the comments below, because I'm really like willing to listen to more soundtracks. I've heard a lot about Hamilton. I know a lot of people are going to mention Hamilton. I think that's what it's called, but I can't seem to get into it at the moment, so I need to give it a good listen to. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I actually really enjoyed sitting here talking about musicals, which is always good. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I can't wait to see you soon. Have a good week and take care. Bye bye.